Let me show you how to make my favorite holiday cookies, dulce de leche alfajores. Start by taking 14 tablespoons of unsalted butter softened at room temperature. Go ahead and cream this together with half a cup of powdered sugar. If you don't have a standing mixer, go ahead and use an electric mixer. And if you don't have that, you can do this by hand. It's just going to take a little bit of elbow grease. Go ahead and cream that together until it's nice and fluffy. And then in a separate mixing bowl, go ahead and combine 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Give that a mix, get everything nice and combined, and then I like to do this in 2 batches. I add in the first batch, I give it a mix, and then I stop it. I scrape my paddle just a little bit, make sure that butter's getting nice and combined, and then I add in the remaining dry ingredients. Do keep in mind, this is going to be a crumbly dough at first. Don't get scared. While this is mixing, go ahead and add in 2 tablespoons of milk, preferably use whole milk. And then I just like to add it in while this is mixing. Like I said, your dough is going to be a little crumbly. So what I like to do is scrape off the paddle, scrape the bowl, get all of that out. And then I take some press and seal, I lay it on my countertop, and then I honestly use my hands just to press everything together and make sure you're getting everything from that bowl. And then I wrap it up in the press and seal and I pop it into my fridge for about an hour. This is going to help it set and it's going to be so much easier to work with. After about an hour, I went ahead and took out my dough and this is what it looked like. I took a teaspoon. Go ahead and take the spoon of your choice. Just make sure that you're doing them as uniform as possible. They don't have to be perfect, but since we are making sandwich cookies, you do want to make them as close in size as possible. Go ahead and roll it into a ball just like this. It shouldn't stick to your hands because the dough has been setting in the fridge. While you're rolling the balls, if this is getting like too soft, go ahead and pop it back into the fridge for a couple minutes. Then I took one of these silicone baking mats. I put all of the little balls there and this filled almost 2 trays of them. I got a total of 23 sandwich cookies. So I did get 46 mini cookies. For this next step, you want to take a piece of parchment paper or wax paper, cut it out into a little square like this. And then I used the bottom of a shot glass that was rounded off. And then with very minimal pressure, just press it down and your cookies are going to be nice and flat. Don't push them down too much. I do like for them to be a little bit thick and I'll show you what they look like. But this is how many cookies I got. Like I said, I got a total of 46, which equaled 23 sandwich cookies. Go ahead and double up on the recipe if you want to make more, but you see how they're a little bit on the thicker side. Then you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees and you're going to bake these for 11 to 13 minutes. Keep an eye on them. Once they start turning a little bit golden brown on the bottom like this, slightly golden brown, you know that you're done. I like to set them out on a drying rack just to make sure that the bottoms of the cookies aren't getting soggy. This also helps them cool a lot faster. Then I like to put the tray on the bottom because this next part can get a little bit messy. Take your favorite dulce de leche spread, not dulce de leche from a can because that can be too runny. You want something with a little bit more consistency that's going to hold its shape. Use a piping bag, please, or be like me and just pop it into a Ziploc bag into the corner, cut off the tip, and then just pipe the dulce de leche into each cookie. So this is what I did. Please make sure that your cookies are cooled because if not, this is just going to get all runny and go all over the place. And by the way, it doesn't take very long for the cookies to cool on the cooling rack. Once your cookies are filled, go ahead and take one of the other cookies and just gently press it on top until your dulce de leche comes out to the edges. You can go ahead and roll the edges in some coconut if you like, but I also like to dust the top of my alfajores with a little bit of powdered sugar. This is optional, but I do it. It's such a cute touch and it adds another level of sweetness. This is how they turned out, guys. Let me know if you try it. Besitos!